Hello, folks. Jim Voss. Just my opinion. High above my garage in Aiken, South Carolina, with some talking points. We'll be fast and furious tonight. Not going to take too long to do this. I don't know if you've watched any of the January the 6th hearings. It got lower than the O.J. Simpson trial, which was boring as hell. So it had a Nielsen rating of about 4%, which means virtually no one is watching this. Once again, we're going to spend millions and millions of dollars. We're going to find new witnesses that are going to come out of the damn woodwork in order to prove that what? That Donald Trump was a braggart, that Donald Trump had a temperature problem with his temper. It would go from 0 to hot in just a minute. That he had a problem with locker room language, that he demanded things be his way. Well, so what? He could be getting a BJ in the Oval Office. He could have been breaking into someone's headquarters. He could have been having people murdered and, genocide being performed in the name of goodwill. But he didn't. Or he could have kissed everybody's ass around the world, but he didn't. Shut up. I don't care if he was a braggart. I don't give a rat's furry ass whatever they convict him of. They've got to find a way to stop him from running again in 2024, because the Democrats have got caught in these last investigations proving what we all knew, was that the Steele dossier was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton, and that all of that $242 million that was spent in taxpayers' money to have Donald Trump impeached was just plain old bullshit. All that many hours of testimony and the hidden testimony in the basement in the bomb shelter, all to prove what? Nothing. And it's going to be the same thing this time. We got the same old players. We got Nadler, who won't let anyone talk except for the Democrats. We've got Schiff. Oh my God, bobbing old Bobo at Halloween. Oh jeez, that boy's as light in his loafers as they come. But anyhow, it's gay pride, so I'm sure that he'll be accepted well into the ranks of the family. I'm so tired. I get so weary doing this. I get so tired of seeing hundreds of millions of dollars being squandered by our government. I'm tired of praying to the Almighty to please give me just one person in D.C. with a conscience. Just one that really sincerely cares about the people. Just one that is actually doing the will of the people who elected him or her, instead of padding their wallet from day one, getting that pocketbook all fat and sassy. Aren't you tired? Aren't you fed up? Tired of feeling useless? I'm tired of getting screwed and not even getting a kiss. No reach around, no nothing. Tired of being used, tired of giving the government my money and watching it be squandered and watching us go deeper and deeper every day into that pit that we cannot climb out of, called the deficit. The difference between the Biden administration, Krusty the Clown, and the Trump administration is this: Biden does not take responsibility for anything that goes wrong. Nothing that goes wrong. It's always somebody else's fault. If you think that our $7 a gallon gas prices are the result of Putin in Russia invading the Ukraine, I seriously have some land I want to sell you in Florida. Has its own moat and its own boat ramp. No land, just a moat and a boat ramp. There's no transparency, and that transparency which does exist is sickening. When you look through the so-called transparency of the Biden administration, you see the idiocy, the stupidity, the wanton wasting of my tax dollars, your tax dollars, our tax dollars. You see the conniving, the scheming, the insults hurled at the American people simply by the way they act, by thinking that we are too stupid to care about what they're doing and not to be able to realize what they're doing. If you're stealing something right in front of me, I'm smart enough to figure it out. And that's what they're doing. They're stealing our tax dollars right in front of us. And they're saying, "Ooh, don't look at this hand. I'm going to screw you with this one." Remember that from 11 and 12? Don't look at this one. I'm going to screw you with this one. Poof. Now you see it. You know, I do feel like my tax dollars are right there in the middle of the magician's hat. Now you see it. Now you don't. Now you see it. Now you don't. Get some more in, spend it. Get some more in, spend it. Oh, but we're being told there was never any money to start with. You see? You see, look inside the hat. You see anything? No, there's nothing there. So we're not really spending that tax money because it went somewhere else. It was never here. That's our transparency. Lie, 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 and then lie again. Lie one more time. Lie like hell. I've been around the world 6 times with Uncle Sam. Met a lot of people in my life. Been in a lot of situations. Met some really strange people. Met some off-the-wall people. Been in some backwards countries. Been in hostile countries. I don't think I've ever seen anything like the Biden administration. It's like mafia on Broadway. They're going to tell you how they're going to take your money. They're going to tell you how they're going to siphon money from one account and pay something else with it, or how they're going to use it. They publish that. Hookers for Jesus. Boy, I love that broadcast. That was a good one. Your tax dollars at work. Let's educate prostitutes in sex education. I love crap like that. Somebody says, "I don't know what I'm going to do with my teenage kid. He's out of control." Our government is out of control. The only difference between us and the Boy Scouts is that the Boy Scouts have adult leadership. We have got a government that resembles Barnum and Bailey circuses. We got the Big Top. We got DC. We got the clown car packed full of Pelosi and Schumer and horizontal Mambo Harris and Krusty the Clown. We got the car full of idiots and clowns and jesters and guys with the pointed little toes with the bells on their feet. Yeah, we got all that. But we don't even have a ringmaster. We don't even have anybody. Well, I don't know. AOC could be a ringmaster. I mean, she's got the biggest mouth. She doesn't need a megaphone. She doesn't need a microphone. AOC is her own megaphone. But it's just this giant circus last year that just rolled into town with all the freak shows and the people who you ask yourself, how the hell did they ever get into the Senate? Lately, Nancy Pelosi is just like Joe Biden. She can't even answer a simple question without sucking her teeth. She's got to buy some those good dentures. You know, those $29.95 ones that you get out of the Sears catalog. They're not that good. She's always sucking her teeth. And not only do they get in the damn Congress and get in the Oval Office, how the hell do they stay there? What do they do to stay in the Senate for 30 friggin' years? Who are they paying? I don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And they go in with $50,000 in the bank and they come out worth $50 million. And we don't complain about that. Insider trading in the Capitol, that's okay, that's fine. Yes. Diverting funds from here into my pocket, no, it's all right, don't worry about it, you know. He's there fighting for us. Bullshit. It's the only word that I can think about it. Might as well close out with Roe versus, I don't believe in certain types of abortion. Once again, I think sometimes I'm too common sense minded about it. It is not a constitutional right. It says that nowhere in the Constitution that you have a right to kill a child. Here's my simple solution to abortion. And I am not advocating violence in any way. Try this. 2 words. Birth control. Son of a bitch. Sometimes I'm just brilliant. If you practice birth control, you wouldn't have to think about killing an unborn infant. Birth control, the pill, the condom. I know, I've been there. I was a teenager, believe it or not, many years ago. I was a young person many years ago, and it still happens today. Sometimes you get so worked up, so hot, you got to have that thing, see, and you don't think about, well, she says, I think it'll be okay. Just do your thing. Bing, bang, boom, and all of a sudden she's pregnant. If you don't have the raincoat, don't be taking a shower. All right? Don't go outside when the thunderstorms are around if you ain't got a raincoat and galoshes on. What happened to birth control? Did someone say it was racist or sexist or istis, something with an IST on it? If we practice birth control and practice it 100%, we wouldn't have to be having this discussion about abortions. In the case of rape and incest, I'm okay with it up until first trimester. After that, tough luck. I've got friends of mine who waited 5 and 6 years to get a baby, to adopt a baby, put the baby up for adoption. Give somebody else the joy of raising a child when they can't have one of their own. You don't have a right to a late-term abortion. Not even God could give you that right. It's not a constitutional right. It's not a human right. It wasn't given to you at birth. You didn't get it on a piece of paper. When you have to break a child's neck or rip out the spinal cord as a viable, living, breathing human being at the moment of birth, you're playing like you're using your death calculator. Well, I just can't afford a child right now. It doesn't fit into my game plan. Well, it fit into God's game plan because He gave it to you. If you don't want it, give it to someone else who does. But you don't have the right to kill it. All these women, I'm not saying that a woman doesn't have the right over her body for things, but we're not talking about a cold. We're not talking about a lesion or a sore. We're not talking about whatever is wrong with you. We're talking about a human life. You don't have the right to regulate who lives and dies. There's only one being on this planet, whether it's Allah, God, Muhammad, whoever you worship. It's God's plan that you have that child, not that you kill it. So, if you're willing to accept the pleasure of making love and lay down with somebody, and some people lay down with people they don't even know even their first name, and they get pregnant, and all of a sudden that doesn't fit into their lifestyle, so they want to turn around and have the child murdered. Birth control. Take the pill. Do whatever. Wear a condom. And we wouldn't have to have this stupid discussion. And that's what abortion is. Pure stupidity. Take that little tablet, put it between your knees, and hold it there. That's about the best damn birth control that I can think of. If you're not mature enough to overcome your emotions when it comes time for that hot breathing, monkey face, rabbit face, sweating, humping, screaming sex, then you don't have much self-control, period. I'd hate to think that the sex was so good that the person who had to pay for it was the unborn child that you killed. This has nothing to do with apples and oranges. This is about a living, breathing, viable child. You can hate me if you want to, and I know that this one's not politically correct, but I believe that if I followed what I was taught for so many years in the Bible, I would believe that it is correct. God gave us free will. He also gave us common sense. Well, some people didn't. It didn't take with some people, but there's common sense also. Use the protection. you won't have to have the conversation about abortion. We're going to cut it at 20 minutes. It's been fun. I've loved every minute of it. I don't know what we're going to call this. We're still flying blind, folks. No one's at the controls of the plane. No one's at the ship's wheel. No one's turning the rudder on the submarine. We're floating aimlessly in space and openly in the water. God, please come on November, because the Democrats don't have anybody new to put up for president. Oh, I love it. Anyhow, we still haven't had that beer from high above the garage, from the man cave. Let me be your voice. We got a lot of listeners now, so I'm just saying what you've been thinking. I love doing this. This is a lot of fun. It's also informative, and I've had a couple of my episodes to be canceled out. Don't know why, but I violated some of their terms or whatever. It's a bitch whenever the truth becomes offensive. But that's what it is. And if you notice right here, we are in the middle of a bullshit alert. That's what all that's coming out of D.C. right now is bullshit. So be watching for that bullshit front moving in across the Atlantic and coming straight into and then being distributed from D.C. I love you. I mean it. Let's get together later on. We'll take a warm shower together. I think that's a good idea. I don't know about you. No, I'm just kidding. I just got out of the shower myself. Okay, guys and ladies, y'all take care of yourself. Please give me some likes. We always like to have those. And there's still a job opening for an inter-office gynecologist. That's what I'm looking for in life. You take care. I love you. I mean it. Let's go get the beer. Later, gang.